What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin today. It is the 13th day of November, and here we are at about 17.6 cents. Shout out to somebody. Somebody requested me to do a Dogecoin video. I told you I would do it. I just didn't write your name down anywhere, unfortunately, so I'm not giving you the shout out. But I know it's somebody. I want to say it was C-Car guy, but maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was somebody else with the name Cigar in their name. I don't know. But, anyways, here we are. Let's move on. Okay. Shout out to whoever it was. It is the 13th today, and we are going to do some TA. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's shift into the 1 hour time frame. Okay, we've got about 8 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. 1 hour time frame here, and we can look at this on the Coinbase chart because Coinbase has some volume, and we're looking at the short term stuff. It's not a big deal. A little bit of volume on that last hour. That was nice to probably correspond with the opening of the stock market. I think Bitcoin had a little bit of a lift too. I was wondering because I was literally watching the price go from 101K all the way up to 100 and almost 104K there. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? It was just the stock market open. So maybe Bitcoin gets a little lift. Maybe the stock market saves us, guys. That'd be great. I hope it does. Because I am forecasting lower prices. I am forecasting prices below 100K. And if I'm wrong, that would be great, right? I love being wrong whenever it comes to downside predictions because when we move up, I'm wrong and we're making money. That's great. That's the best way to be. Dogecoin, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame. What I will say is here, right off the bat, we found resistance here. We found resistance here. Here we're kind of not really finding resistance, are we? Or we are, but we're not rejecting. Might that promote higher prices? Different behavior begets different results, right? All that stuff doesn't have to move up higher, but it's just a thought. And with that bullish engulfing candle most recently, I don't know. It's possible. Something to consider. The RSI is rejecting the overbought zone, but the thing is, you rejected the overbought zone back here. Then you rejected the oversold zone. You rejected it again, but notice how these rejections are, right? Whenever you rejected the overbought zone here, you went straight down. When you rejected the oversold zone here, you basically went straight up. When you rejected the overbought zone here, you went straight down. Notice how this time you're rejecting the overbought zone and you're not really moving straight down. It's, again, different behavior. Might that beget different results? Might we just push higher? We're finding support at the 50 area. I mean, it could be a scenario that we do actually move higher. I don't know what to make out of this RSI. There is a scenario where we could be pushing down back to this oversold zone, but overall it actually does seem bullish, so I'm going to call for a bullish look there. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD is actually crossing above the zero on the 1 hour time frame, so that's bullish as well. Bullish on all fronts. Makes me think we're going to move higher for Dogecoin today, the 13th here. 4 hour time frame, 48 minutes left. You pulled back, a little bit of a neutral close here. Stochastic suggests that you want to move higher. The MACD is actually at an area to bounce, in which we probably do move higher. And the RSI, rejecting the overbought zone is not good, but you're finding support at the 40 and looking like you want to come back up. There's some good stuff going on, man. You find support at the 40 and then reject the 50, you typically go down. You don't typically come back up and see a higher high. So that makes me think that we will go higher. And higher we shall go. Let's see. Finding support at prior resistance here. That's fine. High to low. I would think that our next target area would be somewhere around 20.2 cents to 21 cents, okay? And Dogecoin 4 hour time frame here, it is Thursday. We probably see this by the end of this week. So Dogecoin's going to have a little lift coming back to where it was finding resistance before and possibly consolidating over the weekend, getting set up for Monday, Tuesday next week to break out and see prices that are yet again above 22 cents. Oh, that's awesome. You look great. You look great, man. You really do. A lot of cryptos actually don't look good right now, but you actually look pretty good. Dogecoin's probably going to rally. Yeah. Bullish divergence on the oscillators for your MACD. The stochastics, they're bullish, yeah, suggesting that we would go higher. And the RSI is bullish as well because we have broken out of our downtrend. Right? You broke out of these lower highs. You've broken out of that there. Bouncing off the 40 after rejecting the 50 is a good sign, so let's keep going. Finding support at prior resistance here, that's great. Yes, you rejected here. You found resistance at prior support, but then support at prior resistance. Now it's the bulls' turn to answer, and I think they will answer. We look at this from an overall high to an overall low. From where you are now, and this is the low to take, not this low. This is the low to take. From where we are now, it would make sense that we go next to about, 20 cents to 21 cents, somewhere up there, just above the 382. That's probably what we do. Awesome. Awesome. As time goes on, of course, Dogecoin has a lot higher prospects in mind. Okay, as time goes on, the expectation is that Dogecoin will see new all-time highs. We're not just on the Coinbase chart, but it's all-time history. It's going to see new all-time highs. I'm very confident. I'm very, very confident that Dogecoin will see prices that are above $1, likely by the end of this year. I'm thinking by the end of this year it happens. And if not by the end of 2025, then certainly in January of 2026. That'd be my expectation. But we're likely going to see new all-time highs. I would expect anywhere from $1 to $1.54 to be achieved between now and the end of December, if not sometime in January. We might hit $1 or just below there by the end of the year, and then going into the end of January, we push higher to $1.54. A lot of people, I believe, are assuming that this next move, right? We've been consolidating now as a whole in the crypto markets. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. Everything's been consolidating now for quite some time, right? We haven't really seen too much progress, especially in correspondence to last year's highs. So a lot of people, I think, are assuming that December is going to be the time we top off. I don't think most people are right in this game, right? Whenever you seem to be agreeing with the average person with the herd mentality, you typically don't get things right in crypto or in stocks or really in anything. So my thought is everybody's thinking that the end of this next move will happen by December because just chronologically it's the end of the year. It's just like a psychological bias to believe in, a prejudice to just have in your mind. I would think that we actually do see this move continue into January. That's just my theory. And actually, if we go back in time, you'll see that a lot of cryptos do continue pushing into January, and that's actually a more typical topping month than December is, even for a relative move. So I got nothing else, man. $1.54, somewhere in there by the end of the year, if not by the end of January. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Thank you all for being here, and Dogecoin looks good. We actually didn't look at the weekly indicators. Somebody's flying? Sounds like a plane. I think that was a plane, yeah. Weekly MACD is reset. It's at an area to bounce. The stochastics are also at an area to bounce. Kind of unconventional, but you've bounced here before a couple of times throughout this cycle. And the RSI right here near the 40. I mean, you're literally right at the 40. It's a perfect area to bounce. Overall, very bullish RSI. I think you've just been in a long accumulative phase here, and you're ready to break out any day now. I mean, you're going to see spectacular growth. By the end of the cycle, we should see something around $4, if not above $4. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. See you later.